Good afternoon, ma'am. I am Maria Norvic O. Mendoza, here to present about the research of quantitative analysis, the reason behind students' absenteeism of Fernandez College of Arts and Technology senior high school students. This study have two objectives. First, the purpose of this study is to find out the reason behind the students' absenteeism. Second, the study aims to encourage school administration to take action for improvements of the school. Now we will proceed to the statement of the problem. This study aimed to determine the factors affecting the students' attendance at Fernandez College of Arts and Technology. First, how demographic profiles affect students' attendance at Fernandez College of Arts and Technology in terms of age, the age of the respondents. Second, gender, what are the genders of the respondents, and the grade level of the respondents. Second, what are the factors affecting the students' attendance? First, the family issues, if there are any family issues in the respondents. Second, the lack of interest on the subject. Third, what are the effects of students' attendance to their academic performance? Is it bullying or harassment? Mental health issues, communicating problems. Fourth, is there any significant difference in the effect of the attendance academic performance? Now, we will proceed to the collecting of data. The first method of collecting of the data is to get relevant data needed to complete the study conducted by the researchers. First, the researchers sought the permission of the principal and the teachers supervising the students. After the approval, we proceed to ask permission from the students to be granted. They were allowed to refuse the questionnaire that would be handed to them. And now, when it comes to handling the research or any type of questionnaire, it is important to know that we must have the permission of any respondents if they are comfortable with the questions or the survey questions that are given to them. Second, the researcher distributed the questionnaires to senior high school students of FCAT, Baliwag City, Bulacan. The questionnaire consisted of 18 questions, 4 about the profile of the respondents, 4 about the family issues of the informats, 4 about the lack of interest of the students, 2 about the bullying and harassment, 3 about the students' mental health issues, and 2 about communicating problem, and the researcher retrieved the questionnaires immediately right after the respondents answered. The researcher used survey which contains close-ended questions as a method in gathering the data. When we say close-ended questions, there are only specific answer to these questions. There are no needed explanation to something. You just have to answer it either by the yes or no or any questions that are or any choices given in the questionnaire. The respondents were filled to the convenient sampling procedure. We used the internet to distribute our questionnaires. Now we will proceed to the data gathering procedure. A formulated questionnaire was used to gather the data needed. It contains the question that the researchers want to be answered in order to finish the study conducted. Now in this questionnaire, we use specific questions that are needed in our research. These questions are what we researchers wanted to find and solve in our research. After getting the approval needed, the researchers went to each grade level and asked the students who are willing to be respondents. Then they distributed the papers. And now when we conducted our survey, we made sure that we had the approval, or we actually asked for the approval first and got into the grade levels and asked who are willing to answer our survey questionnaire. After gathering the data, the researchers manually transferred the data to Excel and used the app Jamovi to faster and easier way to compute the data. Now we will proceed to the findings. When it comes to the sexuality of the respondents, there are two categories, female and male. In the data below, or the chart below, it is seen that there are more male in our respondents. There are 57.5% of male in our respondents. And when it comes to female, which is 42.5, the male respondents had a percentage of 57.5%, 23 respondents, while the female had 42.5%, which is 17 respondents. Now we will proceed to the grade levels of the respondents. There are two grade levels, which is in senior high that were chosen by our group. It is the 11th grade and 12th grade. 12th grade is the majority of the respondents, which has 67.5% respondents, while the grade 11 has 32.5% respondents. Now we will proceed to the age of the respondents. There are five categories when it comes to our age of the respondents. 15 in the age is 37.5 respondents are 17. In short, there are the highest when it comes to the age 15 in our research. There are 37.5% and are 17 when it comes to the counting. When it comes to the 18 years old, there are 13 respondents, and in percentage it is 32.5 respondents. When it comes to 16, there are 9 respondents, correlated to 32.5%. When it comes to 19, there are 2 respondents, which is 5%. And when it comes to 20 years old, there is 1 respondent, which is 2.5%. Now we will come to our questionnaire and the percentage of how many people have, and when it comes on how many people have answered it, and if it does have a strong relationship or not. The first question, which is in the category of family issues, the first question is, I've experienced not attending school because of family issues. The mean of it is 3.10, the standard deviation is 1.10, and the rating is very strong relationship, meaning there are a lot of students and our respondents that have experienced not attending in school because of the family problems. Second, financial problems also affect me in attending school. The mean is 3.13. The standard deviation is 0.966. In ratings, it is very strong relationship with me, which means there are also students, or there's a lot of students who have not attended school because of financial issues. Third, I have a lack of parental involvement in education, which is 2.773, and the standard deviation of 1.11, and the rating of very strong relationship, which means some of the students in our respondents have a very few involvement from their parents when it comes to supporting them with their education, which is correlated to the two questions above, which is the financial problems and family issues. The fourth question is the abuse in housework. The mean of it is 3.0, standard deviation of 0.877, and the ratings of very strong relationship, which meaning that they are more busy and have no time to go in school because they have a lot of things to do in their house, which is chores, or sometimes even in doing something that their parents can really help them do. And then overall, when it comes to the family issues category, the overall rating is 3.10 when it comes on mean, 1.06 when it comes to the standard deviation, and the ratings overall for the family issues, it is a very strong relationship, which means when it comes to the absenteeism of our students, family issues have a very strong relationship on why they are not attending the class. Now we will proceed to the lack of interest, which is the second category of our research. The first question, there were times that I skipped classes because of not having enough interest in the subjects. The mean of it is 3.05, the standard deviation is 1.11, the ratings is a very strong relationship. Second, I have the urge to skip classes because of the boring lessons, which is the mean of it is 2.90, and the standard deviation of 0.955, and have a very strong relationship. The fourth question is that I skip class because of the teacher and or the teacher's method of teaching. The mean of it is 2.83 and the standard deviation of 0.984, which is a very strong relationship in ratings. The fourth question is, our school have unstable environment, 3.40, which is the highest of all, and a standard deviation of 1.24 and the rating of very strong relationship. Overall, the mean of it is 3.04 and a standard deviation of 0.725, which is a very strong relationship. Now this means that in our second category, of the lack of interest, it has a significant strong relationship on why our students or our respondents have or do a lot of absence in when it comes on participating in school. Now we will come to the third category, which is mental health issues. The first category is, I have experienced depression that leads me to not attending classes. And the mean of it is 3.15 and has a standard deviation of 1.25 and the ratings of very strong relationship. Second, I've experienced panic attacks at school. Mean of it is 3.15 and the standard deviation of 1.19 and the ratings of very strong relationship. Now, third, studying is stressful, which is the mean of 3.73 and the standard deviation of 0.905 and the ratings of very strong relationship, which is in ratings of, and overall the mean of it is 3.44 and a standard deviation of 0.833 and the ratings of very strong relationship. Now we will come to the communicating problem. There are two questions in this category. The first question is, I was left behind in class. The mean of it is 3.67, standard deviation of 1.07, the ratings of very strong relationship. Second, I'm experiencing mental block, which is the mean of 2.63 and standard deviation of 1.25 and a very strong relationship. Overall, the mean of it is 3.15, standard deviation of 0.879. Now, in overall, which is all of the categories that are used in our study, the overall person's R of it is 0.18, significance of 0.911. And when it comes to the interpretation, it is, despite the very strong relationship of it, the overall interpretation of it is very weak relationship. Now we will come to the conclusion. In the findings, there are all senior high school students that are studying at Fernandez College of Arts and Technology, which is FCAT. Second, according to the information that gathered by the researchers, the reason of the students being absent are their family issues, lack of interest, bullying and harassment, mental health, and communicating problem. Third, some of the students skip their class because they are experiencing family issue, including financial problems, lack of parental involvement, being abused in housework. Third, there are students who stated the lack of interest is the reason behind their absenteeism, which is some students, not all of it. And fifth, according to some of the respondents, they experience being bullied and harassed that caused them to skip the school class. When it comes on bullying, it can be by their own classmates, which is not very nice, but it is one of the factors that we researchers have found to be the reason of the absenteeism of our students. 6. The mental health also affects the students' attendance. Being depressed, having anxiety, being stressed, and panic attacks are one of the reasons why students are skipping their school. Lastly, the informant stated that one of the reasons is their problem communicating includes experiencing mental block and being outcast and many more. Now, when we say by mental block, it is like the difficulty of trying to get what your lessons are, and when it comes on being outcast, you don't feel like you belong in your section or you're in group. Now we will proceed to the recommendations, which is the last part of our research. On a daily basis, the findings of this study, the following recommendations are hereby offered. First, the school administration should, or the first type of person that we told that should have recommend something. Make an improvement such as a mental health promotions or engage in physical activities. Act extracurricular activities that the students enjoy. In some virtue, there are like kind of activities, events that we think that will make the students more engaged in comes on going to school because they enjoy it. The seconds are the teachers, the one that are teaching the students on a daily basis. As much as possible, avoid giving activities at the same time. Also avoid giving heaps of activities on exam day. Now, they must like one of the recommendation is when it comes to activities, it should not be like given at once. It was we recommended it is given once in a time, not like always. Third is to take a break. Enjoy the students should take a break. Enjoy the teen days. Don't neglect the studies. Tell the teacher if necessary so that the good students can be found in the advance. Lastly, the parents should enroll your child in a public school or apply scholar to reduce financial problems. And that will be all in our research about the absenteeism of the students. Thank you.